Alright guys, Master Xeon here, fourth try, recording the same video. This background is where I am so far in it, and we're just going to jump into Blender and get to business. Now, excuse me for one moment while I prepare the scene. And here we are. This is where we left off last time. Now, as you can see in my background, I've changed the shape of the eyes a little bit and added teeth, which is what we're going to be doing in this video. So I'm going in edit mode and I am going to get to work. Selecting these back verts and pressing Control plus. Actually, let's get rid of these reference images. We will no longer be needing them. Make that, today I feel yellow. Get rid of everything. And let's grow our selection. Delete those verts. We're going to select these, Shift H to hide everything else, / to go into local view. We're just going to get in here and just do some quick shaping. And this is where, we're getting creative with it. We can make it look like the reference image, try to stick with it, but at this point we're gonna take that image to the next level, give it life. That's just how to draw a picture. Ain't no fun in that. That looks like I'll start it. Alt H, hide. Select this edge loop, scale it in, E and Y. Pull that back a little bit, and we see that there's some shape needed to be done. This eye right here, let's turn on optimal display. The lattice is the reason this one looks different than this one. Slide that up. Too high. Maybe right there. Now, I notice there's two mirror modifiers. We hide this one, find it as useless. And we're just going to save this as tut continuance, and I'm going to go ahead and save that with a plus, because I've been trying to record this part for about 2 days now. Like, I've already got them rigged and animated on the one I'm working on at work. Like, I'm making two different ones. We're going to compare them at the end, because the other one, I'm not dealing with a crashing computer, but it is pretty slow, so it doesn't work out well either. Now I'm starting to like that shape in there. I think we got a bit of a slant in here. It kind of gives them a sad look. Let's even that out. Put those back. Right. And if we render that out, take a look at it, that looks pretty good, but there's a pretty big gap right in there. Let's go ahead and fix that. Ooh, look at that. Ain't even doing the job. And I know we're getting pretty hack and slash here, but oh man, we can come back and do some shaping. If we can just make it through if this computer could just make it through this video series that I started, and it lets me finish, then we'll be in pretty good shape there. But due to unforeseen circumstances, purchasing a new computer might be delayed. Go ahead and save that. Let's see. No, we're looking a little dense in here, and it might be problematic, but I think we should keep the loops. The geometry deforms pretty well with all of it there. And can't wait till we actually get to the weight painting. Like, I was going to model the entire body, everything, the whole thing from scratch. And I still will if y'all request it. Like if y'all want me to model the entire body, just comment that you would like it and be more than happy to oblige. We render that out and we got a pretty good looking person here. We'll save that. Now let's jump on to the hair. I'm gonna go ahead and save real quick. As bad as this computer has been freezing, I'm going to start saving things at key points, and for some reason shift isn't working. Let me minimize it. Blender gets weird with me sometimes. I gotta minimize it and open it back up again. Be surprised how that just somehow gets it working. Pull this out a little bit, just a tad. Edge line. And we got a nice smooth shape there. Pull this up. Maybe pull that up too. And if we render it out, we got a pretty good eye shape there. I like it. So, continuing on, we're going to go ahead and do the hair. I'm just going to select top of the head to here. Go into face mode, select some more hair. See, the screen starts distorting and the whole computer just gives up on me. I already see it starting. I know I should probably believe in it, but hell no. It's the worst thing in the world when you feel like your computer is turned against you. So we're going to select this part and apply mirror. We're going to take this down level 1, apply that. We're going to shrink wrap, choose the target to be what we're now going to call the head. This is way too big, so I'm going to shrink it up. Press A to shrink these. Like I've been trying to get my tutorials hosted over on, or at least mentioned on Blender Nation, and it just will not respond. So feel free to write them an email telling them about this series if you'd like. It would be greatly appreciated. I'd love to hear from more members of the Blender community, especially with all the remarkable improvements that's being made. The program's actually getting better. Now with the shrink wrap, we're going to take full advantage of that and just, you know, make some real basic changes to the shape. And that should actually and that'll work pretty well. Not too much. We add a subshift. We add a solidify. We drag this up, drag it in, it makes it bigger. And we only want it to be about that big. And even thickness. First thing we'll do is apply the shrink wrap. Apply this. And now we got this head of hair. So we're going to save that. Go ahead and increment it by 1 by clicking the plus. And we're just going to choose to hide that. We're going to press L to select that, press Shift H to hide underneath. And now what we have is the ability to just manipulate the top vertices without changing what's underneath. So I'm going to press O for proportional. And I was hoping to do particle hair, but oh, it makes me mad sometimes. it takes so long to play with, and then, you know, in the end, you still have just strange hairs. Like, I don't get it sometimes. So we're just gonna use mesh hair. It seems to be the style these days anyways. Continue dragging these. And now the problem is that it looks pretty smooth, subsurfed, but I've actually found a good way for that to be taken care of without a whole lot of effort. And I actually thought of this style the other day when one of my friends was over and we were talking about making them look like Cloud. I was like, I could just yank these verts. Voila. Now I'm doing it in a tutorial. So, I don't know. I'm almost kind of afraid to talk because the computer's just going to freeze, and I'm like, I wasted all my time. But I did look cool for like an hour, and I spent that time practicing the rigging portion of this, which I think will make rigging seem a little easier, especially when we get into the weight painting. Now I'm just circle selecting and selecting all these points that are just out there in 3D space, and looks like I got all of them or most of them, preferably all of them. Try to be a perfectionist, at least in 3D, even if I fail in life. And so I'm going to hold Control, press plus, Shift E, 1, and that'll give them more interesting looking spikes. And you can see that in order to build character here, we're going to need to scale some of these down. Just some of them, maybe bring some like this one, bring it in, bring that one out. And we're just doing a little shaping, you know, just so he doesn't look like a complete weirdo. We'll get us some material. We'll just make it brown, dark brown. My hair is black. Alright, for the skin, we'll give that texture too. And for the whole skin thing, we'll do a little bit on that. But at this time, I would rather not risk it. So I just gave his skin like a base brown. And that's pretty much it. Like, maybe a little specularity so he doesn't look greasy, and if we render that out, we see that he's starting to come together and look fairly nice. In fact, since we got the hair in place, it may be time to move the camera up, maybe over, hide it, hide all the lights. And our anime guy is, well, we turned him into a guy. If it hasn't been told yet, he's now a guy. Everyone's modeling chicks right now, but only we are modeling fake people. Alright, and that looks like it's the brown. Maybe we could give it a reddish tinge. And here's something interesting I'll show you with the eyes. If we turn them red and render that, we got this interesting kind of eye color. And that's because of the alpha that was saved in the file when I made it in the earlier video. I don't know if anyone noticed. I noticed it earlier. It isn't as profound in this model as it is in my other model that I'm working on, but I wonder why. No worries, we're going to go ahead and hide that. And let's go ahead and get to teeth, but I'm going to save this part. Alright, and the computer's still wigging, but we're going to go ahead and continue as if it's not. Now, like I said, if y'all want me to do the body, I'll do it, but in the meantime, we're just going to cheat and take a really cheap road here, so that way this video series does not end up being like 800 videos. And we're going to go over to blendercookie.com, which I am a CG citizen of. But they haven't been putting out so much exclusive content lately, and my internet is being slow. Yowza. Load, load, load. Man, really, what is going on with my internet? Alright, here we go, and we'll choose to download this file. And sometimes, you know, you need something to get you started with, and this can be just the thing. Now I'm going to make sure I place this in the correct folder. Blender stuff. Here we go. Alright, and we'll go here. And continuing, we're going to hit File, Link, go to Desktop, Desktop Icons, Blender Stuff, Anime, and just go to here, Object, Base Mesh, Mel, link a pen, press L, All, links it to the scene, maximize screen view, and we're just going to go down and do this. Now, originally I used the entire model, but I think we're going to redo the hands, like just rebuild them from scratch, because I did not like how to Alright, and we want him to be like a boy, so maybe like that, just to be the right proportion. Like I said, it's our model, so we don't have to follow any strict guidelines. I mean, but that's a humongous head. There we go. That'll be our compromise. Well, look, for it to fit, you would have to be this size. Just goofing off here, looking at proportions. Yeah, that'd be like if he was a pro wrestler or something, but we're gonna go ahead and just put it here. Scale it down some more. Scale it down some more. And that should do. It's kind of statuesque, huh? Pretty big and strong. Let's go ahead and behead him. Alright, there we go. We'll put a subsurf on him so he doesn't look bad with Control 1. And we'll fix his proportions whenever we get him attached. So we're just going to select him. Actually, we got to... Also cut him down the middle too. All sorts of pain. Bow. Alright, and if we select this and Control J, wow, fits perfect now. Now, here comes the tricky fun part. It's just attaching it. Now, the trend I'm starting to do when I model is just start saving ears and body parts like, you know, like they do in real life for when you need them. At last. At last. We'll Alt M, merge those two at last. We'll select this one, delete it, delete it. And see, here's where things start to get confusing, especially because we're trying to hijack a stolen mesh. If Jonathan Williamson goes looking for him, just find mesh pieces laying around. Won't be happy with that. But I'll blame it on y'all. Delete that vert, and that fits well. Don't like that though. V-rip it. We'll just see what we can yank in here. Two, three, four. Then we'll pull these in, and we could probably do a much better job here, but like I said, we need to speed it up. I'm sure, you know, watching an 800 part tutorial series will be boring. So let's not deal with it. Now, to deal with this vert, what are we going to do? We could Alt M and just merge it there like that. If that leave that try, we could put this edge loop and then press F. Then, you know, select this edge, edge slide it down, edge slide that down, and I think we got a good form here with the connection, even though this part, you know, needs a little work done. Alright, now that's done. Let's remove this material, and he's now complete, right? We render that. Now, unfortunately, he's not going to have any clothes until we're done weight painting. So, because I want his pants to fit along. But we're going to jump on to the next part.